Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we'll be learning how to create custom pure creative models using HTML, CSS, and vanilla JavaScript. Now here I have this small card wherein it says test your models, and here a text which says that all the models that are created are built on custom HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, if you click on this first button, it opens a pop-up or modal which says, do you want to convert your currency? And then you have some text, and then it says yes, sure, and then no, not now. Now this is the model or the pop-up that we're going to be building in this video. So if you click onto this cross icon or any of these, it closes the model. And then also you have other two types of models as well. So let's say you're having some kind of conversation. So you can click on this and then it opens a pop-up. It says, do you want to start the conversation? Yes, sure. Now let's say you don't want to, then you can click on this no, not now. It closes the pop-up. Now let's say you're deleting files. So you can click onto this. So it opens this, and then here it says, do you want to really remove the files? So if you want to, you can click on this yes, sure, and then you can take the action that you want to do right after that. So yeah, this is what we're going to be building in this video. So the source code of this is in the description. And if you're new to the channel and if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe and turn the notifications bell, because every week I bring in creative contents like these. So subscribing also helps me get motivated and bring in more quality content every week. And also make sure to comment down below what you liked about this video and if this can be written in a better way. If you have any ideas, so you can comment down below. If you have any queries regarding the code that I write, you can anytime write in the comment and I'll make sure to answer that. So yeah, with that being said, let's get started and let's learn to build custom models using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So here I am in my index.html file. Now I have generated the basic broad template using exclamation and enter. And then I've added the title as modal, and I've also linked my style.css file, which is here. Now I have a folder here with the name of images, which has all the different images that we're going to be using for the different modals. So we have this one for the first, second, and third. Now in the style.css file, I just have added the font family pop-ins from Google Fonts. Now, so the first thing that we're going to do is let's add remix icons, since we're going to be needing those. So you can type here remix and then icon and then CDNJS, and you can click on this first link and you can copy the minified version and then you can paste it here. Okay. And then if you want to look at the different icons, you can go to the official site, which is this. And then you can type here different icons that you want, and you can click onto any of the icons. And here you can copy the HTML code and you can paste it there. Now in the body, the first thing that we're going to be starting is, first let's create the modal div, inside of which we're going to have our close model, that cross icon, wherein we're going to add the remix icon for the close button. Let's see how it looks. So this is the icon. And then we're going to have a div for the image, one for the title, one for the body, and then one for the modal actions, which will have the different buttons that we may have for our modal. Let's save. Now in the image, we'll add the image. For the modal title, we're going to just add the text, and then for the body, we're going to add some dummy text here. And for the actions, we're going to have one button for the success and one for reject. So in the success, we'd say yes, sure, and then in the reject, we'd say no, not now. Let's save. So this is how it looks. In the CSS, what we're going to do is, first, let's remove the margin padding and also box sizing to border box, and then the font family as pop-ins. Okay. And then the body, we're going to set the background to this color. Let's save. And the height, width. Now in the model, we're going to set its position to fixed, since it doesn't really matter what is the height of the website. We want the model to be fixed and to be at the center of the screen. So we're going to add here top 50%, left 50%, and then we're going to translate it along X and Y axis, and we're going to bring it at the center. Now we're going to remove the background, and we're going to, so we basically add the background of white, and we basically add padding from top and bottom of 30 pixels, and then left and right 20 pixels. And then we add display flex, and then the flex action needs to be column, and we align everything at the center. Something like this. Now the border radius needs to be 10 pixels, and we also add a border of 1 pixels. Okay. Now here I have already set the display to none. The reason for that is because initially we do not really want anything to be seen. So we just added display none. Now what I'm going to be doing is, let's add here a style tag of display flex so that we can see the UI here at least. Now then we're going to target the model image, and we're going to set its height to 100 pixels and width to 100 pixels, and we're going to make it a circle. So we're going to add border radius to 50%, and we're going to give it a background. We're going to give it a border color of 1 pixels of this. Let's save. Now it will also have a padding of 10 pixels, and then the image that is now flowing outside, we want to position it in the image div. So we're going to set its height and width to 100% and object fit to cover. Okay. And also we want to scale the image a bit. So we're going to write scale 1.1. Okay. Now we target the model title. We're going to give it a font size and a font weight along with margin top of 15 pixels. And then the model body, we're going to give it a width of 40 characters. As of now, it is taking the entire text, but we only want 40 characters in each line. And then also font size, we're going to reduce it a bit. And then we also want to add an RGBA value of a black color. So we have set it as 0.6. And then the text needs to be at the center with margin top. Let's save. So we have it looking something like this. Now we're going to target the model actions, and we're going to set its display flex and align items as center. So we basically are targeting these buttons. And then we're going to set the gap between each of the button as 10 pixels. Let's save. And also we want margin top. Let's save. Okay. Now we're going to target the close model, and we want to position this one somewhere here. So we're going to add position absolute, and we're going to set top and right value. We're going to increase the font size, and also we're going to set the cursor to pointer. Let's save. Okay. So when we hover, we see this pointer icon. Now we're going to target the different buttons. So basically for the basic button element, we want to set padding and also font size, and we want to remove any outline if there is. And then we want to give it a border of 1 pixel solid and transparent value, because since for the different types of button, we're going to set different border colors. So basically we want all the buttons to have a border of 1 pixel, but then the color will specify it on the different buttons like BTN success, reject, and then we'd have another BTN, which is BTN danger, the red one. So yeah. And then we're going to set the border radius and also the cursor to be pointer. Now for the BTN success, we're going to set the background and color. Now if you want to add a if you want to add a specific border color, you can add here, but I just didn't feel like adding, so I didn't add any. And then for the reject as well, we're going to add this border color and nothing else. Let's save. Okay. Now we'd have another BTN later on, so which would be BTN danger, which would have this red background along with this white color. So we're going to add that now. Let's save. So this is how our model looks. So let's paste the other two as well. Now here, first remove this display flex and let's add the other two here. Okay, as of now we cannot see since we have here the display flex, display none. Let's remove it. So now you are seeing the third one. Okay, this one. So if I remove this, you see the second one, something like this. So we have already styled all the three models in one go. And I'll just revert the changes. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to create a BTN group wherein we're going to be using the modal title that we're using in the modal. So we're going to add this title. We're going to add test your modals and then a modal body wherein we have some text which says that this is built using custom HTML CSS and JavaScript. And then we want to remove any margin. So we're basically adding some margin in the model body. But then here in the BTN group, we do not really want any margin. So we just remove that. And also in the modal actions, we do not want any margin. So we'd remove that as well. And then here we're going to have three buttons, BTN success, BTN reject, and then BTN danger that we were talking about. Now, if you see here the third model, this also has this BTN danger, which we have added here. So this red color, then this red background with this white color. So yeah, here we're going to add the different text and also the icon. Let's save. Okay. Now here we're going to style the, okay. So in the body, since we want everything at the center, so we're going to add this display grid and place content to center, which would bring the BTN group at the center. Then we're going to target the BTN group. We're going to give it a background of white, padding, and also border radius. And then we're going to give a display flex with flex action to column and justify everything or justify the content at the center. And then also align items to center, which looks something like this. And here we're going to add this gap of 20 pixels. So the reason for not adding any margin here or removing the default margin is because we would add here gap of 20 pixels, which automatically creates spacing between each element. And then the icon inside of each of these buttons, we want to increase the font size a bit. Okay, looks cool. Now, all that is left is to add our JavaScript. Now, the JavaScript is basically when you click onto any of these buttons, you basically want to open that specific model. So what we need to do is first, let's assign each of the model a specific ID. So, or first, let's create the script tag. And here, let's create the open model. So this function would basically open your model. Now, this takes in the model ID, basically which model you want to open or show in the screen. And then what you want to do is you want to grab onto that model using document.getElementById, and you grab onto the ID that is being passed in the open model as a parameter. And then what you do is you want to target that model, you want to add a style, and you want to add this display. So if you remember here, we have set the model as display none. So what basically we want to do is we want to remove that display none with this display flex that we are having here. So let's set here as display flex. Let's save. Okay. Now, if we click onto any of these, it won't work because we need to add event listeners to each of these buttons. So before doing that, let's also create this close model. So here we'd also need the model ID. We want to create the model and we want to grab onto the model using the getElementById. And then we want to target the model, we want to style, we want to display, and all that we need to do is we want to set the display as none. So we'd set it as none. Okay. Now, let's add reference. Basically, we want to add the ID to each of the models. So the first one has model ID 1, model 2, and then model 3. Let's save. Now, when you click on this BTN success, you want to open the model. So we basically add on click function. So whenever you click on this BTN success, this first this button, it will function, or it will fire a function which is open model, which we have created here. And here you pass in the model that you want to open, which is the model 1. Let's save. So when you click here, it opens the first model. But then on clicking on these, we are unable to close the model because we have yet to add the functionality of close model in the different buttons. This close icon and also these buttons as well. So first, let's add this on-click open model to all these 2 other buttons. So this one will have this model 2 and this one would have this model 3. Let's save. So this one opens the first one. Let's reload. This one opens the second one. And this one opens the third one. Okay. Now to close these, so we want to go to the first one. And here we want to add this on click. And whenever you click onto the close icon, you want to close the model. Now which model? The model which has the ID of model -1. Now we want to do this for this btn success and btn reject as well. Let's add that. So when you click here, you have it and you can close it. Okay. Now let's add the close model function to the different models as well. So I'll just paste here for the second one and for the third one. Let's save. Okay. Yes, so there you have it. So hopefully this video was fun. Hope you learned how to create custom creative models using pure HTML, CSS, and vanilla JavaScript. Now the source code of this project is in the description. You guys can download and play with it, use it in your own projects and have fun. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and turn the notifications bell so that you're always notified whenever I bring in a new video. So yeah, so meet you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Have a good day.